Welcome along, everybody, as the live football from the Championship in England serves up a very spicy local rivalry to start this Saturday. Leicester City are at home. Leicester City are a team with something of a target on their back in this new season, back in the Championship after a brief flirtation with life back in the Premier League last season, and now they are going to have to mix and match and make the best with a much changed squad. The inevitable consequence, perhaps, of their demotion. And there are a lot of rivals like Coventry City who have been pressing, closing on their dream of getting a shot in the Premier League. And there's always just that little bit of extra edge in meetings between Coventry City and Leicester City. The visitors led now by the one and only Frank Lampard. Came close himself in his first season with Coventry. Not quite, but looking good again early in this new season. So the King Power Stadium, and again, a very warm welcome. This is one to look forward to. Leicester City against Coventry City, two Midlands cities separated by just 25.5 miles, linked by their current common ambition to reclaim places in the top division in English football, and connected by the M69 motorway, which gives its name to a long-standing and very often very ferocious rivalry, even if in recent years we haven't seen too much of this local showdown. They didn't actually meet at all between 2012 and 2023, which tells us all something of the story in those years of the two clubs' fortunes. Leicester briefly took the whole world by storm. But now they need to look Coventry City firmly in the eye, and indeed a whole load of other rivals like that, to show that they are up for the challenge back in the rough and tumble of the Championship after just a single season on their latest taste of life at the top. Coventry City, a club putting behind them now the chaos and confusion of too many lost seasons, and doing so in fashion, have raised, given their supporters a tantalising glimpse of a brighter blue sky future, Sky Blues, and an important early season marker for both today, unquestionably. They start today with Leicester City fourth on 10 points. 3 wins and a draw from the first 5. Coventry 1 point and 2 places further back, but it will not have gone unnoticed by either that in the first game of this weekend in this division, Middlesbrough beat West Bromwich Albion at home last night. They stand top on 16 from the first 6 games. That is the best ever start to a league season by Middlesbrough. And it will have not gone unnoticed by Coventry fans that Stoke City stands second, going into their game, kicking off simultaneously with this one at Queen's Park Rangers, where they'll be led by Mark Robins, the man who took Coventry to the brink of glory. But that was then, and this is now. Terrific atmosphere. Both of these clubs have other local rivals, of course, Leicester City and Nottingham Forest. Coventry looking to the west slightly. But these two have always kept a very close watch on each other. Like being hard work for Leicester last week at Oxford United from the moment that Aaron Ramsey was sent off with less than a half hour played. He's suspended today. Jordan James replaces him, but 3 other changes from Marti Cifuentes. Ricardo Pereira, who earned Leicester a point with a second equaliser, Wout Faes and Harry Winks all return. As for Coventry, they could not have left it much later against Norwich last week. A 96-minute leveller for a second successive draw. There's one change today by Frank Lampard with injury to Efren Mason-Clark, ruling him out. Brandon Thomas Asante steps into a starting role. Victor Torp has got 4 goals and Haji Wright 5 so far. And Coventry top scorers in the Championship to this point. And Feist in the side today for Leicester will be particularly aware of that latter fact, I think, and that Coventry, when they get on a roll, are a real handful. He and Vestergaard have got to think carefully about that. 5-3 win over Derby and a 7-1 at home to Queen's Park Rangers in the early weeks for Coventry. Ricardo Pereira back today along with Feist. A whole load of categories that Coventry, thanks to Torp and Wright's exploits, leading. Goals expected, goals, shots, chances created. That will please Frank Lampard greatly, that one. And a sense of optimism prevailing for both of these two clubs. So under Cifuentes, who learned all about life in the Championship during his spell at Queen's Park Rangers, Leicester City looking to keep tabs today on Middlesbrough, who are just showing signs of escaping from the pack at the front of it in these early weeks. From Coventry's point of view, 5th last season with 69 points. A solid total, but targeting more this time round. So the M69 derby in the Championship from the King Power Stadium. Leicester City and Coventry City in the 12:30 kickoff, lunchtime kickoff. One of three actually other fixtures, and very nearly a glimpse of the target immediately for Jordan Ayew. A brisk beginning. Fatawa just kept it simple. Very good run from Jordan James. Actually eluded Ayew and very nearly eluded the Coventry City centre-backs. Carl Rushworth is the Coventry goalkeeper, on loan from Brighton, and a third test in 3 seasons at this level. James, a little early for the ingenious one perhaps, and not everybody was fully awake to that given the early start time. Harry Winks back in the side today for Leicester City. Samari. No goal for him last week, as Leicester got out of town, or actually in the case of Oxford, out of the city of Oxford, with a 2-2 draw. Feist, just a little bit of fade on that. Nicely played, but Fatawa didn't really read the spin. So far this season then for Lampard and Coventry, 0-0 at home to Hull. Then they edged past Luton in the first round of the League Cup. Then put 5 on Derby, away from home in another Midland derby of a sort. And their first attack down the right side. He made that run, has to run back hard, but really well covered that by Grimes, and Coventry win the ball back. Archie Wright laying down the middle. We know he likes the left side, but he's having a huge impact on this season early on. Coventry beat Derby 5-3 in the end in that one, and then in their next game at home to Queen's Park Rangers, 7-1 winners. Archie Wright got 2 of those, and Victor Torp also twice on the scoreboard. Since then, defeating the next round of the League Cup by Millwall and 2 league draws. Like Leicester at Oxford, 2-2, and last week against Norwich. Winks. Price happy to concede the throw. Bit his tongue, he said, quite diplomatically, about 1 or 2 of the decisions he felt went against Leicester last week. Cifuentes. So Ricardo Pereira and Feist back in that back line in front of Stolarczyk, the goalkeeper. Both hugely experienced, of course. Shouldn't be any problem. Let's see. Van Ovik's come over to take the throw, launched it well enough. Stolarczyk decided well enough, but he was caught off his line there. And if the back header had been affected by Rodoni, who knows? Sakamoto wins it back for Coventry. One thing we can't label this very long-standing rivalry today is Royal Blue against Sky Blue. Home club obviously in there, Royal Blue, but the bright orange is a long way from Coventry's Sky Blue. Let's just leave it at that. Can't miss them anyway. And they're beginning to settle here, Coventry. But Torp had the header. That's a better, more promising touch for Leicester from Fatawu. Cuts inside. Decent enough strike early on. Rushworth equal to it. Easily past De Silva. Kind of run which might just put a bit of doubt into the mind of the Coventry left back, Jay Da Silva. The right back is Van Oik. Da Silva back to Liam Kitching. Kitching and Bobby Thomas are the centre-backs. Stolarczyk. Sakamoto leading the press for Coventry. That will please Lampard, I think. Coventry have won that ball back. Didn't look particularly like Leicester had a clear idea of how to break out with that. So here is Milan van Ewijk with this long throw routine from the right side. He scored against Leicester, actually. Season before last. Feist got there before his goalkeeper, Stolarczyk. Just as well for Leicester. Good delivery from both flanks in these opening moments, these two long throw routines from the fullbacks respectively. Here's Grimes for Coventry, pings in the cross. Da Silva. Confident little spell in possession here from Coventry. Sakamoto. Luke Thomas did well to block the cross down for the home team. There's no Ayew up there to chase that. And Sefi Mabedidi out on that left flank today for Leicester. Not sure he's really been involved in the game just yet. Da Silva. Terrific little ball. And Stolarczyk just connected a little bit with Thomas Asante. He's not very happy, but Thomas Asante quite entitled surely to go and try to win that. Very well delivered ball. Inadvertent back pass, and you could see there actually, bit cheeky, but Radoni turned to the referee and said that was a back pass. It's kind of pushing the point a little bit, but whether it should or would or could have been seen that way, Stolarczyk had to come and get on it for Leicester, and he got clattered for so doing. So the first attacking impetus came from the home side, but Coventry have settled pretty effectively since then. Very settled squad that Lampard takes into this campaign. Only 4 new signings, and that is at the second lowest total in this division. Some are obviously extending to a September deadline. That's a good ball over the top. Might have made more of that for Tawu. Question whether it would be on or offside. Da Silva was nicely played by Kitching. Thomas Asante goes on the outside. Thomas played it up the line to Jordan James. And James has got a free kick back in the side today, of course. The young Welshman is capped by his country now. Was at Rennes in France on loan. Harry Winks. He got himself on Leicester City's radar in quite curious fashion, actually, Cifuentes, when he was at Queen's Park Rangers. Their win in April of 2024, for all their own reasons at the time, of course, against Leeds, had the knock-on effect of actually promoting Leicester City. Thomas for Coventry. Little bursts of life, particularly from Fatawu down the right side for Leicester early on. But pretty measured stuff from Coventry. Vice locks the way for Thomas Asante. This is Fatawu. Vestergaard. So that's a really smart bit of play. All the experience of the years there with Ayew. He knew Fatawu couldn't go and get it. He went and got it himself. Tried to weave his way into the box. De Silva did well to stand up to that test. This is the player who's been causing him problems, Fatawu. Sideways by Winks. Led off by Soumaré. Winks again. Face. Fatawu. Well, Winks has been told to stop in his tracks there. Goes against Fatawu. Thomas Asante. Knocked over. Van Ooyek got to it first. Foul by Thomas. Rodoni waiting with some big goals last season for Coventry. 9 in total. Very good return. But Wright and Tulwop have led the way so far this season. He's yet to have an impact as a goal scorer. Blocked by James, but not far. That bounced invitingly for Sakamoto, who crosses. Well, the build-up was good, and it was very close to the opening goal. This might have been the opener in terms of the season for Rodoni. It's his header, and Wright, who's in a great position on the back post here. You can see the spin on the ball. It's going to spin even further out of Wright's way, out of harm's way as far as Leicester are concerned. But 1 or 2 concerns for the home side. Sakamoto probing well. Coventry pressing well. Pereira. Soumaré under pressure, and they've given it away. Coventry have pressed and won it back again. Ayew again showing all his experience. Staracic clearing his lines. You just sense a little change in the very upbeat mood of the Leicester City fans here today compared to kick-off. Komoto again. James did well for Leicester. Mentioned the mood prior to kick-off because the exuberance of these early weeks, given their very good results, quite in contrast to the mood here for so much of last season. They went 9 home games without scoring at one stage, and Leicester became only the 3rd team after Norwich and West Bromwich Albion to be relegated 5 times. A lot of these players have got to show they don't have baggage from that. Pereira and Fice among them. Limited availability, manoeuvrability in the transfer market for Leicester. Mavididi. Watched carefully by Thomas. I know it got in his way as well. Winks. Sumare. Fatawu. Loves to jink inside. Mavididi's coming around the back. And we did well. Sakamoto came to help. Not so well second time from the Coventry right back. That didn't miss by much. Rushworth scrabbling across his goal. Jordan James with it. Just had the room to see a little bit of the target and did strike a good ball there. Keep an eye on the left glove here of the goalkeeper. Tiny touch, very good save. Leicester corner. Weiss and Vestergaard are very good at making their presence felt in the opposition box. Luke Thomas is going to take it for Leicester. Coventry have conceded 5 times from set pieces during this campaign. That's the highest total in the division in the early stages, actually. They're not going to do it here. Not so assured as the shot he had, young Jordan James. Returned by Vestergaard. Winks. Silva got his challenge in well. Got better in that duel with Fatawu. O'Donnell did well for Coventry, but it goes against Thomas Asante. Getting to know each other quite well in these early stages, Ricardo Pereira and Thomas Asante. Vestergaard. 33. Yannick Vestergaard, 5th season. And in that time, of course, he's seen some good days in the Premier League. Leicester 8th in 21-22. Relegated in the following season. Winners of the Championship under Enzo Moresca. A brief return to life in the Premier League. That opened the door for Cifuentes. Steve Cooper departed in late November last season. After a brief hiatus, Ruud van Nistelrooy appointed at the start of December, but unable to turn the club's fortunes around. Sakamoto. Stop by Thomas. Tremendous work has gone in at Leicester City over the last 15 years or so. The development of the youth side. A lot of good young footballers have come through it. Luke Thomas is an example of that. So the long throw again for Coventry. Very good flick on again. Looking again, in behind. Leicester defended it, but they've got to keep on defending it. Comfortable for Stolarczyk that time. They're both big lads, pitching And Thomas. Kitchen 1 metre 91, that's 6'3". Thomas, I'm told, ever so slightly taller. And Thomas can make his presence felt, certainly in the opposition box. Has done so frequently. Kitching. I don't think even Kitching, if he'd played that to himself out there, he could have quite climbed high enough to head that. But he's pretty pleased, I think, Frank Lampard, with how Coventry are going about this today. Are you? Offside. Ayew has just turned 34. That is another crack at the Premier League after those good years at Crystal Palace. Sakamoto. He accepts the blame. Matt Grimes we caught a glimpse of there for Coventry, one of those players brought in January on Lampard's watch. And tailor-made role for him in this side. First time by Stolacic. And into midfield, Samane picks it up. Leicester fans, again, a bit restive. They want to see a bit more impetus, perhaps, from their side. Here's Winks. Good pass to James. He's played a good pass as well. Mavididi went over. Winks. Very good run. First big involvement today from Steffi Mavididi. Couldn't get the shot off first time. He was very well closed down by Thomas. Just tries to earn himself a little bit of space. That's what Cifuentes needs from Mavididi, for sure. Coventry win another free kick. It's gone against Winks. Not much argument, really. Rodoni threatened to get the other side of him. Torp leaves it. A little bit of a push there on Vestergaard. Just wonder if he's tempted to try and launch one here, Stolacic, rather than play short. It looks that way. Leicester, incidentally, do have their most recent signing, Julian Carranza, signed on loan from Feyenoord. As a reserve today, substitute forward available. Ayew was tempted to really pull hard on that jersey and knew he'd get into trouble for doing that. Grimes steers it backward to Rushworth. Thomas. Van Owick. Vestergaard was there. James did well for Leicester, and now he has it. Been a bright spark so far today for Tawu. There was nothing to the right of him. Sakamoto held on to it well and got the free kick. Rolled forward by Irving. Sakamoto again. No way out for Leicester. And really very good indeed the way Coventry have worked back in these early stages. That was right, showing everybody how it should be done. Sakamoto, Leicester want a flag, but it hasn't been forthcoming. And here come Coventry again. Cleared by Pereira in the end. One or two ominous signs, I think, from a Leicester perspective here. Coventry settled into their game plan really well. Just too much on that for Thomas Asante. And those are the Coventry fans you may be able to hear. Fires to Ricardo Pereira. He's been a great servant here at Leicester, Ricardo Pereira. 8th season now. Mind you, in fairness, Leicester really showed their patience when he had a very serious injury. Weiss. Right, left that for Sakamoto. Couldn't quite get to it, and neither can Mavididi. He's lost this one. Right, stopped in his tracks by Vestergaard. James picks it up. Gives it to Fatawu. Did that in the first moments of this game. And he's gone past Da Silva twice that time. James, not for the first time, is the player trying to get those key spaces in the penalty box. Really good showing so far today from Jordan James. Energy. Good vision for one so young. And yet another talented young prospect for Wales at international level. Pereira, nice little ball. Nice little ball by him. Ayew. Build-up was more promising there for Leicester for a moment. Fatawu again. Winks. Leicester patient in possession. Fatawu. He's beaten him 3 times in the last minutes alone, the number 3, Jay Da Silva, but Da Silva stuck to his guns. It did shape in the first few minutes like it would be a test for Da Silva today. And that's one of the real pluses of this first half hour or so for Leicester. Fatawu seems to have the upper hand against Da Silva at the moment. Reversed by James. Haji Wright. Wonder if he might have left that to run out of play from a Coventry point of view. Here's Winks now. Ayew. Winks. Face. Mavididi didn't get started. Back as far as Thomas. Inside to Samare. Harry Winks again. He's got the radar on. Can he find the right angle and the right delivery? Not quite, but Ayew made something out of that for Leicester. Mavididi. Ayew again. A bit short of presence in that penalty box there, Leicester. But down the side too, Ayew steps out of the box, but they have more support this time. And it was headed clear by Kitchen. Fice got caught under the ball there. Foul. Might term that buying the free kick, Fice. Polite inquiry as to whether there was a bit more in that challenge or not, in terms of card value. He did, after all, know what he was doing, but he got away with it. Kitchen. He's tried that a few times today. That one's on the money. Sakamoto. Van Uyck. Kitching. Bit of space for Thomas Asante. Reversed it to Da Silva. Torp. Thomas. I know it looks like a policeman directing the traffic outside the King Power Stadium. Pointed out where he thought the ball should have gone. Stolarczyk. That worked out positively for Leicester. Mavididi cuts in. Straight down the middle this time. Rushworth equal to it. Ayew's not going to win balls like that, but if he does compete for them like that, things may happen for Leicester, I guess. Presented the opportunity for Mavididi that time. No way through for Rodoni. Thomas Asante killed it well. Vice has got to defend it. It turned out comfortably for Stelarczyk. Solid showing from Thomas Asante in the Championship last season, but not exactly a frequent goal scorer. Fatawu. What a burst that was by Pereira. Returned by Faiz. Dropped inviting for Leicester. Mavididi left it to Ayew. Samare. Winks. Back 2 Winks by James. Fatawu. Leicester fans want a bit of goal-mouth activity. Mavididi. Pereira it was, doing his very best to give them some goal-mouth activity. Brushed off his eyebrows in the end. Quick release for Coventry, but Thomas is there. Tidied it up. So, shades of yesteryear with Pereira getting involved up the field for Leicester. There was a little collision involving James. Just about within long throw range, it would appear, for Van Eyck. For Coventry. Taking 2 or 3 stabs most of the time, Leicester, to clear these. Oh, what a bit of work that is by Torp. Brilliant. On we go. Winks couldn't win it. Oh. Thomas Asante with a wild swipe. Now, can Ayew get on it for Leicester? No, he's stopped in his tracks by Van Eyck. Home fans yet really to see a clear opportunity. The good stop by Rushworth from James. The only moment of real concern for Coventry. Into Ayew, no free kick. Torp to Da Silva. Had time to get his head up, right heads it down. Leicester free kick. Precise pass by Samari, he's got away with that. Winks. James takes it nicely. Gives it to Mavididi. Sakamoto tracks back on him. Faiz. Accepted the invitation to stride forward. So does James. Reverses it to Mavididi. There are 3 in the box this time for Leicester. Winks. Samare. It's tidy. It's patient, but it's not very penetrating. Fatawu is seeking to do something about that. Thomas Asante did well for Coventry. Winks. Samari. Navididi waiting, gets it, keen to get on with it. Back Van Eyck into the box. It's blocked, well blocked by Thomas, but there was more energy in that from Leicester. And their supporters rather liked it. Coventry driven back. Over Feis's head. Wasn't the best header by Thomas, but he got away with it. Here's Winks. A lot of Leicester fans would have liked to see Ayew turn on that. I think if he had it again, he would turn on it. Vestergaard instead. That is going to ask a lot even of the pacey Fatawu. It's a brilliant bit of work there by Torp. Rudoni crossed it for Coventry. And missed almost completely by Thomas Asante. One of the pluses, I guess, for Leicester so far in this first half is that Haji Wright hasn't had all that much impact. Here's Ayew. Fatawu reverses it. Backwards it goes to Winks, further back by him. To Face. Coming up to 45 on the clock. Don't think there'll be much additional time here. Samari, Leicester fans would like the home team to get on with it. Single minute. Mavididi. Torp for company. Torp did well. James, who's perhaps been the pick for Leicester so far. Vice, deflection, well gathered in by Rushworth. I guess you might say, patience almost rewarded here because they moved it left and then right. Vice had a bit of space, little sight of the target, and it's a decent enough strike. The deflection, of course, can be a problem. It came off Rudoni. And this might be the last action of the half. Rudoni has it. Da Silva inside. That is the last action of the half. Lampard's Coventry City, polished in possession, very patient, with a good plan. And a good goalkeeper from the look of what we've seen of Carl Rushworth, because the only meaningful save he effected with aplomb. Jordan James, perhaps the pick for Leicester, almost found a way past him. Leicester perhaps lacking that cutting edge, but obviously potentially more to come from them in the second half. At half-time, Leicester City 0, Coventry City 0. And so far that is the story from here. 0 Swansea 0. And Queen's Park Rangers 0, Stoke City 0 in the other games. Stoke, of course, second in the table this morning. And those are the other fixtures coming up later. We welcome you back to the King Power Stadium. Getting set to get underway in the second half. It's 0-0 in this big derby fixture between Leicester City and Coventry City in the Championship. Coventry, the Sky Blues in their change strip away from home here. The short trip, 25.5 miles or so, get us underway in the second period. Cifuentes and Leicester, statistically, I guess is the phrase, dominating it in terms of goal attempts. 8 shots, 6 on the target to 2 from Coventry, but a lot of the game has been comfortable for Coventry. For all that, here's Van Eyck with the latest long throw for the visitors. Rodoni determined to try to test Stolarczyk. I don't know whether that goes down as a shot on target or not. Start of the day, Leicester City in 4th spot in the Championship, 10 points on the board. Coventry on 9 and 6th. 4 changes to the starting lineup today by Cifuentes for Leicester. The veterans, Ricardo Pereira and about 5 recalled. Harry Winks into midfield and Jordan James further forward. Just the one by Frank Lampard for Coventry. Will have it back with Sakamoto. Rodoni's taken up station a little nearer to Haji Wright early in this second half, it would appear. And Leicester get away with a free kick there. We know about his capabilities as a goal scorer from last season. Haji Wright's not been involved enough, perhaps, from a Coventry point of view, borne out by that stat about outright goal attempts. The shape of the team has been good. Ayew through the middle, not quite. Navididi not quite able to conjure up that. Thomas Asante, the one change for Coventry today. In for Mason Clark, and this is Rodoni again. Might be the shape of things to come. Oh, it's a great hit, that, and a very good stop by Stolarczyk. He reacted so quickly there, the goalkeeper for Leicester. Thomas comes across for Coventry. Grimes. We might see a bit more urgency, a bit more intensity, perhaps, in this second half from both of these sides. The stakes are high, the rivalry is fairly intense, going back many years. Curiously, of course, that hiatus in the renewal of the rivalry as Coventry dropped down a couple of divisions at one stage and Leicester went about their business winning the Premier League. Somali. Wright cannot win it. Winks is there for Leicester. Fatawu had to break stride for that. Here's De Silva. Rolls it back. James. Price wins it. That is the kind of challenge that gets the crowd going in a derby game. Positive from Leicester here, but it eludes Ayew, and Rushworth again is really quick off his line to rescue Coventry from having to defend a corner. But at the other end, Rodoni, looks like Lampard has just had a little word to say you could just get a little bit further and a little bit closer to the front players for Coventry. Very good bit of work by Stolarczyk. Through the legs of Luke Thomas. Coventry fans with their own version of the Eton boat song. tunes we're accustomed to hearing here. A little local feel. Kasabian's great anthem, much more recent. Ayew. Leicester generally have done the bulk of their scoring in the second half this season. Rodoni won that corner, again having his impact for Coventry early in the second half. It's a great chase back that by Mavididi. Vice on patrol against Bobby Thomas. I mentioned how tall these two Coventry centre-halves are. You can see the evidence there. Thomas and Kitching. Now the referee, Ellie Langford, tells Samari and Wright to be on their best behaviour. Johnny takes it. Ayew with the header. Did a great job there. Rodoni again for Coventry. Goes on the outside. Lost his balance. Hopefully no more than that from a commentary point of view. Fell quite awkwardly. Vestergaard to Harry Winks, and back again. Luke Thomas. Thomas came through in that group of very talented Leicester players, including Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall a few years ago. For Tawu, that's nice into the veteran Ayew, lays it off well, and Pereira popping up high up the field. That might be something that, from a Leicester point of view, might be beneficial, because he's so rapid, Pereira. Great attacking instincts, and he attacked that job. Fatawu reversed it to Pereira. Little bit of a stalemate in terms of the goal threat just at the moment. Good intentions, especially from Mavididi. Samare picked out Mavididi. I don't know whether it's time to drop in there, of course, that Jamie Vardy, after all those years of glory, has moved on. It's a player whose absence is bound to be felt. Now out in Italy, playing in Serie A for Cremonese. The sun comes out here in the East Midlands. Oh. That's got to be a booking. We haven't had a yellow card today. Da Silva. Sense that has been in the offing from the very start of the game today against Fatawu, but that's a little box ticked from Fatawu's point of view, and he's got his fullback on a yellow card. Jordan James to take it. The player who's come closest today, either way, so far. A very good stop by Rushworth. Along the ground. That's what he tried at the first corner, that on the same wavelength with Ayew this time. And just eludes Fatawu. Another nearly moment for Leicester today. Fatawu always seems to play with a smile on his face. But can he get everybody of royal blue persuasion smiling at the end of this today? We've caught a glimpse there of Andy Hughes, the set-piece coach for Leicester. Andy King, who had a great career as a player here in the real glory days 10 years ago. He's part of the coaching team under Cifuentes as well. King, who played with Vardy, of course. De Silva for Coventry. Right! First time he has looked like he might add to his impressive tally so far this season. Just has that little bit of menace in his game. He can be out of the game for a long, long time, but needs to be watched very carefully. They've had a couple of players over the years here. Gary Lineker in his day, latterly Vardy. Here's Ayew. He's done well. This must be it to Rushworth, who gets down to deny Mavididi. And still Leicester wait for the opening goal today. That's the most clear-cut chance of the day, either way. It's just bubbling up now here. Sakamoto gets a cross away. Vestergaard was cool. Mavididi's got to put that out of his head. Wasn't a good pass, and Wilkes couldn't reach it. Thomas Asante. A bit more urgency both ways. Grimes lays it off. Thomas. Cut out by Winks. A little bit tentative. That's a tremendous pass forward on the angle by James, and Ayew has got it for Leicester. Look for a free kick. Referee went as far as putting the whistle to his mouth before just allowing Leicester to continue. Good work by Langford. Although I guess from a Leicester perspective, they might have relished the chance to actually set the ball up and deliver something into the opposition box. We'll never know for sure. Fires to Winks. That's good. Thomas Asante caught on his heels. The ball wasn't quite right in the direction of Mavididi. He can't get to it. Rodoni. Sakamoto. Sakamoto on the outside. Thomas did well. I wonder if it's going to be remembered as one of those early Saturday kickoffs that just take a little bit of time to get going, because it is a little bit more cut and thrust. Looks like players really mean it now. Maybe there's been a few reminders about that at half-time, we don't know. A shade tame for a big local derby in the first period. At half-time with Stoke, who are second as of this morning. Stoke were also drawing. They kicked off at the same time as this game. They're at Queen's Park Rangers away from home. 0-0 it was in that game. Maybe the same kind of story there, but great incentive for Leicester to win here, because if Leicester win and Stoke do not win, Leicester will be second. Here's Mavididi. One way, then the other. This was the great bit of work, interplay between Ayew and Mavididi. He had plenty of time there. Jamie Vardy made himself famous converting those kind of chances in the recent past here. Other players, of course, who've moved on since Leicester's relegation. Casey McAteer, 12 million reportedly they got for him. James Justin. As well as Connor Cody and Mats Hermansson. Catching practice there for Rushworth, for Tawu. As we mentioned, Coventry nowhere near as busy in the transfer market. I guess the other incoming player of note is absent, and his absence being missed a little bit today for Leicester, Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey, incidentally, is the son of a professional boxer. His father, Mark, was twice in the ring with the very recently and very sadly departed Ricky Hatton, remembered by sports fans all over the world. So just past the hour mark now, Cifuentes decides on a change, and Mavididi, who has missed the biggest chance of the day either way, he's not going to get the chance to redeem himself anymore. Jeremy Monga. Young Jeremy Monga, very young indeed, 16. Winks. Pereira. Ayew. Leicester building well. Ayew has done really well. James was in there, couldn't get it to him. Although gets a corner. It was a good attack. And I think the home fans like this version of Leicester City a little bit more than what they saw in the first half. There's just a lot more energy in the forward areas. If not the precision that they need. Thomas delivers it. Bouncing around in there. Coventry stayed cool at least. Thomas Asante is allowed to go on. Redonyi. Driving on. James battling on against him. Reverse to Grimes for Coventry. It's still alive. I think Wright was happy to settle for the corner there. Didn't quite have enough pace on it. Vestergaard's header. And Grimes deciding on trying to hit a spectacular. Mongau is not going to show us how pacey he can be immediately. Van Eyck did well. Vestergaard. Winks. Thomas. Monga. Here he goes. Did it well, James. James! Well, the build-up was so good. And yet, the tame finish means Coventry have got away with it. Fatawu into Jones. Not sure he hits that as cleanly as he would want to, and Rushworth's very grateful for that. Back down the other end, it's just a little confirmation there, the sign that the tempo is different now. Coventry right back at Leicester. Van Eyck trying his luck. Enough in it to force a corner. Been one little warning today, and Haji Wright might yet be a factor. That shot on the turn a few minutes ago. Redonyi, he's been more of a factor further forward. Coventry have got away with one big chance at the other end. Now they're trying to build something themselves here. Grimes has to turn and go. Monga's after him, and he's allowed to keep going. The 16-year-old, he's done really well. Gives it to Ayew. Coventry in full retreat. Doesn't come to anything. Sounds to me like Jada Silva's going to be brought off for Coventry here. Already on the line and ready to go for the visitors. And Leicester also making a couple of changes. Jake Bidwell's going to come on for Coventry. Hamza Chowri comes on for Leicester. Played as a fullback himself, of course, last week. And I wonder, in the overall shape of the season, how important that this next change will be. James did very well indeed, attacking from midfield, from wherever possible, but Julian Carranza, their new forward, signed on loan from Feyenoord. Carranza and Monga up in the front line now for Leicester. And here's Monga. Steered in the direction of Rodoni. This is Carranza. Difficult one, that. The assistant has got a long way to look at that, and maybe body's in the way. Flag didn't go up. Samari. Ayew. Much more impactful second half from Ayew. But still, it's 0-0. Well, one back by Thomas for the home side. Monga. Crowd loved that against Sakamoto. Ayew again. Carranza was looking for a cross, couldn't quite get it in there, but Leicester looking lively now. The confidence of youth. Grimes did well for Coventry, but Coventry got to defend the corner. It was a very good start to this second half by Coventry, but Leicester unquestionably are in the ascendant just at this moment. Can anybody ascend onto this? It's just flicked into the near post, and the idea was for Tawu to lift it on, but Rodoni was awake. Ayew again. Let's see if third time is a charm. Monga. Chowdhury. Carranza. What could be more ideal than a ball like that into a centre forward, free of any meaningful challenge at a time like this, in a derby like this, but he couldn't get the ball in the net. That would have immediately endeared him to the supporters of his new club. Grimes got what he wanted there, free kick. Every so often Rodoni is popping up on the edge of the Leicester City box for Coventry. He'll need to be watched by Cifuentes' back line here. So early on in this game, a lot of well-delivered long throws from both fullbacks. Let's see what Van Eyck can muster here for Coventry. Stolarczyk is untroubled by that. Victor Torp is now withdrawn by Lampard. Josh Eccles comes on, and Sakamoto also now departs. The other Coventry player coming on is Jamie Allen. At the moment, Coventry are eking out a point and having to work pretty hard. Two hard-working additions, but is there a goal in the players who are out there for Coventry? The man most likely to on all form this season is the man with the ball at his feet right now, Wright. No way through. A bit well. Monga. Monga again. They got there eventually. Those two for Leicester. Samari almost in the way, but he gets it eventually. Winks. Shut down, and shut down well by Eccles. And Coventry have got to reset and do it again, because that's going to be a free kick. Questionable, perhaps. The question might be asked by some Coventry fans at the end of this: have the squad limitations, if I could put it like that, have they been exposed a little bit today? Leicester looking stronger and stronger, and bringing in players like Carranza, Chowdhury off the bench. And there's an unhappy spectator at this moment, obviously disappointed not to get the chance to go and make amends, Mabadidi, for the big chance he missed. Monga again. Winks. And it got a good head and followed up well. Thomas. Ayew turns. Did well. It's not exactly backs to the wall from Coventry, but they are having to defend very determinedly. Options. They have Ellis Sims, I guess, on the bench. Weiss. Allen scurrying around, trying to be a nuisance for Coventry. Still almost metaphoric for the day, really. Haji White all alone in the centre circle there, waiting for his big chance, the one half chance that came his way he couldn't take. Samade, laid off by Ayew to Samade. Thomas. Monga, does he chance gone on the outside? No. And it was Eccles snapping away on to do that precise kind of job for Lampard and Coventry. But perhaps indicates a team they'll be quite happy to draw this game. Understandable, if so, but it would be 3 draws in a row for Coventry. Perhaps harder fought than the others even. Ayew. Leicester with 10 minutes plus stoppage time to go and find themselves a goal. Vestergaard. On by Winks. Fatawu. 3 in the box. Another Leicester corner. Thomas Asante seeing them off for now. Here come Vestergaard and Feis again. Now, once or twice, especially when Jordan James was taking them, there was a little bit of a variety with that little ball rolled along the ground, which, in fairness, Coventry were not caught out by. What now from Thomas? He delivered a very much more orthodox but testing ball a moment ago. Same idea here. The only problem is Rushworth has been very good today so far. Well played by Winks. Off the top of the head of Redonyi. Not quite on a real partnership level just yet with the new man Carranza. Chowdhury's been caught out. Here come Coventry. Right. Feis, comfortable for him. It wasn't a testing cross, that. Chowdhury makes partial amends, although I think that time Fatawu really wanted the chance to take it down. Chowdhury has the honour of the captain's armband now for Leicester. Right. Leicester wanted an offside. I still can't confirm whether it was or it wasn't, but it's the tamest save imaginable. And if that was the big chance for Haji Wright, I'm afraid that did not go as planned. Far from it. It'll be well worth looking at that again. Eccles. Grimes. Redonyi. No risk from Allen there. Nor from Grimes. Coventry players perhaps just trying to figure out how Wright has missed that big chance, if indeed he was onside. But surely they should be encouraged to think, well, we can find ourselves a chance or two. Van Oeck. Redonyi. Eccles forces a corner for Coventry. Redonyi's told to hold on for a moment. So Haji Wright is now being withdrawn. Let's look again here. Had to be offside. Academic, therefore. And it doesn't turn out to be Haji Wright's day in this derby game. So Ellis Sims is going to get his chance to be Coventry's hero. Biggest moment of last season, of course, was the goal in the playoff against Sunderland. Ultimately, in a losing effort. Rodoni. Solarczyk did very well. Rodoni again. Chadri. That's not gone very far. Eccles battling away for all he's worth, trying to get it to Sims. Leicester with a man down, it's Thomas, and where is Chadri going? It worked out okay in the end. Rodoni. Van Ewijk. Coventry have soaked up a fair amount of pressure in this second half today. Van Ewijk. Vestergaard, bit risky, Winks couldn't get to it. Grimes for Coventry. Thomas Asante. Crosses, Sims over the top. Jordan Ayew made a big impact second half, but the score remains 0-0. So can they now, Leicester, in what remains, find a goal out of Patson Daka? Carranza. Monga. Back we go. So Fuentes has played his cards. A fresh front line. Kind of game, really, that the away side, if it ends in a 0-0 draw on a day like this, given Coventry's resources at the moment, I think Frank Lampard is entitled to claim a better point for Coventry than for Leicester, even if it is to be 3 draws in a row for Coventry after Oxford United and Norwich. Thomas. Winks won the header. Bouncing ball, difficult for Fatawu, couldn't keep it in. 89 on the clock. Bidwell with the throw for Coventry. To Bobby Thomas. Van Ewijk. Vestergaard was there. And just doing a bit too much there. Savado wins the free kick. Fatawu. Monga. Samari. Harry Winks into stoppage time we go. The player who started it all off early on was this player, Fatawu. First couple of minutes, very lively. He's played a great pass to Chowdhury. He didn't shoot. Nobody really shot. Daka slipped but gets a corner. That's the best of it at the end of that. Leicester fans are on their feet here. But Coventry defended coolly. He's finding it hard to stay cool, understandably. Story of near misses for Leicester City today. Near misses and missed chances, actually. Cards out here for Bidwell. A friendly welcome to the Midlands for Carranza. That wasn't a very testing corner, unless perhaps a shade fortunate to get the ball back. That's a bit more promising. Excellent header by Thomas. And that was Bobby Thomas heading it clear after Luke Thomas threw it in. And Luke Thomas couldn't win the ball back for Leicester. Coventry have it. And have a couple of minutes to go down the other end and quote-unquote nick the points. Haji Wright earlier in the half, not the header we believe was offside. Now Sims, narrow angle. Vestergaard eases him out of harm's way. That wasn't a very good challenge. Winks taken out by Eccles. He and Allen have really come in and blocked and harried and hassled. Brought on by Lampard as a pair, those two, with about 15 minutes to go. Which almost kind of said, see us through for a point. Monga, now or never for Leicester. Rushworth in no rush for obvious reasons. Very nearly double figures in terms of saves from young Carl Rushworth today. Looks an excellent addition for Coventry. Looks a very good goalkeeper in the making. And no goals at the end of this East Midlands derby. It's a point apiece for Frank Lampard and for Martí Cifuentes. A better outcome perhaps for the away team than the home team in a feisty derby like this. Well, it was feisty second half, and Leicester perhaps feeling like the more frustrated side. A couple of fine saves by Rushworth, but big chances squandered second half by Mavididi and by Carranza. Coventry worked and worked and worked, and they go home down the M69 with a share of the game. It's a third draw in a row. That's not ideal, but it does demonstrate just how hard-working this Coventry side are. Leicester City looking to maintain a 100% home record, frustrated in that respect as well. The result here, Leicester City 0, Coventry City 0.